Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Now, I want to take this series kind of slow, so for this video, we're going to go through the understanding parts of the side story. But I am fully aware that there are some things that I have seen in here. I think if I go to internal, there's like all these like numbers, and I know if I go to 1, 2, 3, there's one called track number 6. There's also one of meeting notes, like there's meeting notes 1 somewhere, meeting notes 2. Now, I want to dive deep into that and see what that's all about. But I'll do that after I go through the side stories because I don't want to do spoilers after the game just released after like one day. So yeah, in case you're wondering, just Monika's gone because I played through the original story and I went to the part where Monika is gone. That doesn't stop me from trying to get Sayori and Yuri right. Okay, let's do it. It's time to read again. After playing this game, I've been talking for like 4 hours and I needed a break. My throat was not having it. Okay, the club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sound of the door, causing Monika and Sayori to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. Okay, it ends off with the last part. God, this is loud! And it was... Okay, yeah. She's like the reader. Of course. Sayori's eyes widen, recognizing the girl. She's very conspicuous mouth to Monika. It's her. It's the girl. It's true. The girl standing in the doorway is none other than the girl Sayori had come across reading alone in a classroom. Thanks to Monika leaving a flyer on her desk, it seems she found her way in the club. Are you here to join the literature club by any chance? God, I still can't write after hours. Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the literature club. Please come in. The girl fully steps in the door but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Sayori continues to fail containing her excitement. It's happening, oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry it's a little empty. I'm Monika and this is Sayori and we run the literature club, even if it's just us so far. What's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. What's your name? Already? Really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Everyone is welcome here. You don't have to be good enough. You can read and you like books. Welcome to the club. Do you want to have a seat? We'd love to get to know you. The girl nods, sliding over to a nearby desk and gently sitting down. So what's your name? Yuri. I'm Sayori and this is Monika. Sayori, they already did introductions. Nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? I like fantasy. Like books? Yuri looks at Monika. Fantasy is cool. Yeah, have you heard of Annabelle Dupont? I can't say I have. Oh, she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book and it's just... Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her cheeks in joy. It's great to see people talk about like what they're passionate about, what they really like. It's like sweet, it's adorable. You could borrow my books, I wouldn't mind. You're really in for an incredible experience. Monika stammers, caught completely off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. She glances sideways at Sayori, silently asking for help. I'd love to. It sounds like you're really into them, so they must be great. I'm so happy I found this club. Oh, I'm so stupid, I left all my other books in my locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up. I'll be right back, I'll go get them for you. You probably only need to bring one for now. Sayori nervously says that, noting to herself the considerably heftiness of the book that Yuri sets down on her desk. I will not mess up reading. God damn it. True, okay, I'll go get the first one then. Yuri exits the club room in a flash, leaving Monika and Sayori silently exchanging glances. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. How do I handle someone so intense? I have like no experience with fantasy, except maybe stuff that I read when I was a kid. That's probably like a joke compared to what she's into. Like Goosebumps. I read the Goosebumps book, sorta, back then, sorta. I'm not much of a reader. I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it's neat that we have different people who are into different kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. That is very true. I mean, I don't disagree, but what if this is her only interest? Doesn't it kind of seem like that? Monika, don't you think you should be a bit more optimistic? We have a new club member. That should be room for anything being happy. I'm excited to get to know her more, aren't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being so hasty. I just got really anxious all of a sudden. It's because you're afraid of not being able to take the lead. What the heck? It's kind of scary how you can point things out like that, Sayori. I just like learning what makes people happy or sad. Yeah. It's really interesting to like learn new things that you've been like curious about. This is great. Hey, you know what? You'll probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. Maybe you could take a break from helping me with the administrative stuff and just focus on spending time with her. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Besides, she lowers her voice. I'm probably gonna need all the time I can get. She taps her fingers against the dauntingly chunky book Yuri left sitting on the... Oh god, how big is it? Right afterwards, the door opens to reveal Yuri's return. See, when I was a kid, like the Harry Potter books were like thick. Like I thought those were big boy books. But now you see other books, I'm like, wow, it's a mountain. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which combined with her short time gone, indicates she must have ran at least part of the way. She makes her way back over to Sayori and sets the book down on her desk. Just as Sayori feared, the book Yuri brought for her is just an equal amount size to the one already on her desk. Well, there are probably a few things you should know before getting started on it. There are some things that are more explained in other books that take place in the same universe, so going over those would be good to keep you from getting confused at the start. Sayori nervously interjects. Well, I was thinking that maybe today we could just go over what we know about each other a little bit more. You know, I think like if we're going to be reading together, then I would like that. From across the room, Monika smiles and nods at Sayori while Yuri is looking. Oh, okay. Okay, I can tell why it's gonna be about these two this time. Yuri sits down, then looks at her book, then glances around the room, showing no indication that she has anything more to add. So, what made you decide you wanted to join the club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea that someone was starting a literature club, but that's my fault, since I haven't been paying attention to any of the club recruitment advertisements. I don't either. Back in high school. Nope. I only found out because Yuri glances over at Monika. See, the only club that I joined before back in middle school was an anime club. And in high school, I joined like a both game and anime club, but it was more I was kind of forced into it with my friend. I didn't mind it. I didn't really go to much meetings or whatever, but it was fun. They played Smash all the time. Okay, Monika. Monika came into my classroom and put the flyer on my desk. Suddenly, Yuri's face darkens, and she shakes her head at herself. I was so stupid. I got too nervous and couldn't even look up, so she just walked out. It took me several days just to come here because I was afraid that Monika told everyone how inconsiderate I was, but I decided that was probably irrational. Okay, she likes to overthink. I do that sometimes. Like if I do something and then like I realize that I did something wrong, I think about, oh man, they probably think I'm a bad person. It'll spread around, I'm a bad person. I've had an experience similar to that. I don't want to talk about it. Like I think back at it, I'm like, why did I do that? God, I was so tired. Wait. No, that was totally my fault. I felt so bad about interrupting you. I just like walked out. I was actually really hoping that you would come by. Yuri exhales in relief. I almost seemed to interpret things at a worst possible scenario. Well, I was really nervous to come here for some other reason too, such as there being too many people. Not that I mind that much, but I have a really hard time having to meet a large number of people at once. So it's actually amazing that it's just the two of you. I definitely came at the right time. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm proud of you for working hard to courage to come. Yuri smiles warmly to herself. I've never really had the privilege of sharing any interests with others before. It's so hard to find others who are into the same thing as I am, except online. Yeah, anime community. So I thought the literature club would provide a chance for me to do that. What kinds of other things are you into? Like genres? I don't know, just anything, even if it's not literature. Just things you would think are dumb. Sayori pauses, a look of concern on her face. Death. I mean, if you chose things like that, typically go to her, or sometimes Sayori too. How about I'll tell you about something I'm into, and you could tell me about something you're into. I suppose that would be okay. Okay. Well, I'm pretty into like crafty things, like making cute little collages or decorating things like cards or jewelry boxes. My room's always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends, but then I put it off till the last minute. I buy stupid things too, but it's mostly for videos. So yeah, that's kind of silly things I'm into. You sound quite creative. Not that much, I'm just that you'd be surprised by how much you can do with scissors and glue and stuff. So I have to share something that I'm into now, right? Sayori nods. Well, I guess I'm into nature. I love nature. Nature's beauty. The poop on the floor. Yes. Monika, I'm gonna start a nature club. Wait, no, you gotta stay in the literature club. Okay, no, you're not. You're sticking here with me now. Am not, oh yeah? Well, I hereby appoint you as vice president of the literature club. There, now you're stuck with me. Hey, don't give me my responsibilities. No, I'm sorry, Yuri, I interrupted you. Go ahead. It's fine. Yuri pauses, feeling awkward of always getting cut off. I like going out in the woods or to the park, just a place where you can walk or sit and not have people around. It's peaceful. I agree. I like that a lot. Just nice to kind of remove myself from everything that matters and let my racing mind operate anonymously. For a while. It was probably not that, but screw it. When do you like to do that? You can tell I'm not an English major. It just depends on my mood. After school or on the weekends, whenever I feel like I need it. Well, I feel like I never had time to do something like that. I find that we have a lot more time than we think we do if we don't let it slip through your fingers. I need to manage my time better. The three continued their conversation, led primarily by Sayori, but with Monika chiming in every now and then as well. Monika had intended to leave it to Sayori and focus on her own work, but she found it difficult not to join in. But if there's only three of you, right? It's kind of like you're being left out. You might as well just join in. Before they knew it, the end of the day was upon them once more. Well, it looks like we should be wrapping up for today. So are the two of you going to be starting on that book the next club meeting? That's the plan. I'm so excited. Sayori beams, Yuri collecting her things. Once packed, Yuri wordlessly waves to Sayori and Monika with a gentle smile. Bye. As Yuri exits, Sayori enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sayori and Monika are left in the club room. Sayori, you're a lifesaver. I didn't do anything, I just talked. Still. Besides, it really lifted my mood. It feels really nice when I can put my energy toward other people like that. I was really excited to be included, you know? It made me happy. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that she'll have a great time here, with you engaging her. How are you feeling about starting the book with her next meeting? I'm kinda scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I'm trying my best. I think you'll do great. After the surprise of a new club member, it seems like everyone has their spirits lifted with something new to look forward to. What a peaceful day. I'm sure something is going to happen in this next act. Another school day ends. Swallowing her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the club room, expecting to be the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she's surprised to find only Sayori in the club room. See, I don't like to be last, but I don't like to be early. So if anything, I try to wait a little bit and then I'll go in. Because I always find it awkward to be hella early or the last one because everyone stares at you. It's club time again. Monika went to the computer lab, so it's just us today. Is that okay? Yuri silently nods, unable to make eye contact. I'm sorry about yesterday. Sayori tilts her head, unsure of exactly what Yuri's talking about. You know what? I feel like, so with the last one, if you haven't seen it, which you should probably see it, it's the first part. So Sayori here, as we know, is dealing with depression. While we know about Yuri, she cuts herself. So I'm very sure towards the end of this, she'll probably be very open with Sayori. This is just what I'm predicting right now, even though I could just go through it. She'll probably be very open about that sort of thing. Anyways, I mean, the way I got overly excited to share my books and how you had to stop me so we could talk first, I was so inconsiderate of me. I got too excited and forgot to think about everyone else in the club, so... you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was cute how excited you were. Well, still, I think I changed my mind about the book. We don't have to read it. Why? Because I know that you were just humoring me anyway. In retrospect, it's rather obvious that nobody was truly interested. But... if you like it so much, then it must be worth sharing. Yeah, right. Share with me why you're so interested in it. To be honest, you could get me interested in it. I've already decided I'll join the club, so you don't have to try so hard to entice me. That's not what I was doing. It's about the moments and memories we share together. Isn't that what part of a club is? A moment of uncomfortable silence surges between the two of them. Hi. Well, the thing is, we don't even have any club activities yet. I mean, Monika and I have just been working on recruitment stuff mostly. So it just sounded like something funny that we could do together, reading your books. And, you know, as a club activity, that would be okay, right? Why am I being so resistant to this anyway? It's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being like this. You don't have to apologize. Just tell me if there's anything I can do to help you feel more comfortable here. Can you go away so I can be alone and relax? No, I'm kidding, but Sayori pulls her desk up against Yuri and sits next to her. The book in question is already on Yuri's desk. Peering over, Sayori reads the cover of the book. Dusk Bell, part 1 of their Everlast saga. It's Dusk Bell by Annabelle. You know what? Sorry, I'm ready now. Alright, I should probably get some paper. Yuri grabs a spiral notebook on her desk and tears out a few sheets of paper. Wait, how come you need paper? It's useful to draw things out sometimes, like maps, timelines, family trees, or just for taking notes. I never met anyone while reading a book where they would write maps or a timeline or family tree. Maybe for homework, but just in general for interest. Taking notes I can understand, but the others I've never heard of that before. Again, I'm not much into literature. Notes. Yeah, that's an effective strategy. Yeah, I mean, that's what people say. If people say it, it's gotta be true. Exactly, I'm sure it'll be especially helpful for someone new to the genre. Sayori jokes flew completely over Yuri's head, but thinking about it, she decides that it's probably for the best that it did. Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to help make it as accessible as possible. I trust you, you're super smart. Oh, please. Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't hide her smile and light blush. You can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in the things I have a lot of experience with. Contrarily, I'm awful at anything involving real people. Hey, me too. That should be evident enough for the 2 days I spent here so far. So in my eyes, it's everyone else who comes off as smart, especially you. No. Sayori rubs her shoulders against Yuri. I wish there was someone like that who could say that to me. To be honest, hey, Kaz, you're smart. I'll laugh at you. I'm not gonna lie. You're such a sweetheart when you're not being shy. Anyway, would you like to get started? Okay. After the minor diversion between them, the two of them get back on track with their planned club activity. Yuri began to guide Sayori through the basics of the fantasy world her story takes place in. The more of it she details, the races, factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Sayori seems to have. But despite Sayori's expectations, Yuri eloquently guides her through in a way that it's fun to follow along. It becomes evident that the world building aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leaning towards. How do people come up with this stuff? It's like the exact opposite of the kind of writing that I do. What kind of writing? Like poetry and stuff like that. The thing I write are just like putting down the feelings that come into my head, you know? This is like, there must be some planning and hard work. Wait, does Yuri write poems? Because if she writes like notes or like family history or whatever, I think she'll like writing down like in a poem way. Ah, you're into poetry. I think there's an appendix that includes some of the kingdom's written works like poetry and folk songs. No way! Yuri giggles, filling Sayori's heart with happiness when she realizes it's the first time she heard Yuri laugh. It means Yuri must be having fun. Anyway, I think we can get started reading now if you're ready. Okay, but I can't read very fast. Don't worry, I'm struggling right now. Oh, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in. I see. Sorry, Jots, Yuri is patient. Enter her notes. Hey, that's for the book. I'm just kidding, sure. But I'm kind of glad you're patient because I need that sometimes. A lot of times. Me too. See, sometimes I feel bad because I feel like people have like short attention spans, but I like to take my time on things. Like for example, like if you're in school and you have to share a book with someone, like I'd feel hella bad if I took my time trying to like read the passage to fully understand what's going on. And so I would speed read and try to finish first. So by the time that they're done, we can flip the page and I don't feel bad. Sayori flips through the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents. Okay, chapter 1. The room becomes silent as the two of them begin to read. But the silence once lasts for a moment before Sayori speaks up again. What does vindicated mean? Well, in this context, it essentially means that he was proven innocent. It's okay to ask questions, right? Of course. Sayori turns the page. Are these footnotes? Is it the school hacks? A lot of the dialogue has cultural references that require explanation to be understood. The two continue reading. Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Sayori's expression grows tense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. Up until now, the expression has been reversed, with Sayori easily navigating social situations and Yuri struggling in them. See, like they're helping each other out in the parts that they're not really good with. That's great. That's teamwork. But the tables have turned. Wait, are they talking about the past right now or the present? Where? Right here. They're talking about the past. These paragraphs are describing a flashback that Barnes is having, but they didn't but they didn't tell me that. It's implied from the context. Yeah, see, that's the problem with my... I take things literal. So when I'm reading a book, I'm like, wait, how? Why? And it turns out you actually have to use your big brain, which, I mean, I have tiny brains, so... Sayori rubs her temples. The two of them continue with Sayori asking fewer questions. She begins to understand the value in the notes as she finds herself referring to them somewhat often, and even adding to them. Her reduction in question comes from not her getting used to the reading, but rather from her fear that she'll come across something stupid. At last, Sayori reaches to the end of the chapter. I think we could stop here for now. Okay, I wonder how long it took them to read. Sayori takes a deep breath and closes what little of the book she's gotten through so far. So what are your thoughts up to this point? Sayori tries to find words. Am I doing well so far? I'm not sure I understand. Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me feel really dumb. But I really like how into it you get. That's sometimes me with anime. I gotta go back just to understand what the hell happened. It makes me want to keep going and to keep doing my best so I can see it the way that you do. The relaxation in Yuri's expression fades. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. We can continue tomorrow, right? Yuri pauses and shakes her head. We can do something else tomorrow. Ooh, but I'm sorry. Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore. That's all. I'm sorry that I made you. No, Yuri leaves. You weren't making me. Sayori is left alone with her words. Oh God, no. How did this happen? We were having fun just a few seconds ago. It's my fault. I said something stupid and hurt her. I Should have just told her that I enjoyed it. See, right now, I gotta go back. What the hell happened? Okay, I think I understand now. In a way, with the middle, with what Sayori's saying, it sort of, from what I'm getting, like complies that she's only really doing it for Yuri, but she's not really doing it for herself to actually want to get into it herself. Because with the way that she was trying, she couldn't really find the words, which means she's just forcing herself. So it's not because she wants to do it. She's doing it because because, you know, Yuri. And I guess in like Yuri's position, I can sort of feel it. You want to believe that the other person that's like interested in what you're interested in, like you think as you go through it, like they're super into it, but then you ask them about it and they're kind of like, you know, yeah, and all that trust is just kind of like, oh, okay. So I sort of feel it. I sort of feel it. Should have just told her that I enjoyed it. Monika trusted me with this. It's the only good thing I'm good at, and I still messed it up. What if she doesn't want to come back? Drowned in guilt, Sayori stares blankly at the desk, spread with notes. What I like about what Sayori's doing is that she's actually trying to get into what, you know, Yuri's into. It's always great to try new things, and she was trying her best. But you know, in Yuri's perspective, I probably doesn't see it. I don't know. I don't understand people. I'm bad with people. I just make videos on the internet. Drowned in guilt, Sayori stares blankly at her desk, spread with notes. The book sits next to them, right? If she wasn't coming back, then she wouldn't have left the book here, right? Unless she just forgot to take it with her. This is horrible. Was it really because she thought I wasn't enjoying our time together? Maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together because I'm not good enough. I probably let her down so much by having trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure if I was smarter, she would be having so much more fun. I need to do better for her. I'm assuming you're gonna take the book and then read it at home. Oh, okay. Alright, gonna play this, and then we're gonna go to side story understanding. Because I'm sure it will be hella silent. Okay, never mind, it's gonna be silent either way. For the first time, Sayori is the first one to enter the club room. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at a desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down. Why am I letting this affect me so much? Okay, my question is, where's the MC? Not Monika, but I mean the dude. I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy. I bet you were just watching anime. But my best wasn't good enough. But it was still my best. But I'm letting everyone down. I'm always just a disappointment. Sayori continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. God! Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. What I like about this is that it's also adding in what Sayori's problems are with like the current like plot of what's going on right now. So that's what I kind of like about this. Of course, I mean, I hope that Sayori gets better, but I like how it aligns. Okay, either way, it feels bad to say, so I'm just gonna keep going. Minutes pass and nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monika. Hey, Monika, hey, boy. Okay, gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those other students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. I'm going to leave such a bad impression on new club members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there. And then you end up being last every damn time. Get your act together, you're the damn president. Monika rounds the corner approaching the club room, and she does so. Yuri? Yuri jumps at the sound of Monika's voice. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Gosh, I'm so sorry I'm late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door in the club room's open. It's not. Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers into the club room through the window, then looks away. Hello. Actually, I was wondering if I could help you today instead. Me? With club publicity stuff? Yes. Monika's utterly confused. And feel bad for Sayori. God, Yuri, please don't do this. You gotta talk it out or something. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden when she was so eager to spend time with Sayori before? Did they not get along after all? Monika looks into the club room herself to see Sayori sitting alone inside. Okay, it's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too. Monika is worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict that may have arisen. It's a little ironic, she realized that she could be a conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club. Alright, let's take a walk together. I just happen to make copies of this new flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones. Yuri nods and the two set off. And we're just gonna leave Sayori sitting alone? The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monika finds it quite difficult to strike up conversation. Me with like every single person. So, how's everything been going? How's the weather up there? Great conversation start, Monika. Great start. What are you gonna ask next? Did you do the homework last night? God, come on now. That's good. Neither of them follow up with anything more. Monika tenses up at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Sayori do it? Sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers. Sayori told me. What did the two of you end up doing yesterday? Just some reading. I'm glad. It's really starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about the kind of reading you were into. But you know, it's kind of stupid of me because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. Me too. And it's silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will just have the same interests as me. But so cool that you were able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that. She's not into it. Huh? She's not into it, and I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if she started her thought but can't figure out how to continue it. Did something happen? Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. A moment passes in silence, and Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly. I won't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you could tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club, it's just an issue with me. But I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it. Monika pauses and thinks. Well, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people join this club, hopefully anyway. And learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with. That everyone can be happy with? Not just only some people? Of course. I need to be looking out for everyone. Otherwise, what kind of club would it be? I see. Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It signals to Monika that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. Each individual truly does have their own needs. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. I'm a really weird and awkward person. I'm accepted that about myself. Good. That's actually good. Like to actually acknowledge what you at least what you think you are, instead of just pretending that it's not. It's a step. I just don't know how to, I guess, connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversations about an arbitrary topic? See, I don't know either. I could talk for hours about the things that I'm into, unfortunately, so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. See, I'm the opposite. Like, I have no idea what to say, even if it's something that I like. I'll talk for a little bit, lose my train of thought, and then I'm just like, yeah. So I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of or taken pity on. And Sayori falls into the third category. What? Hold on, you're saying that Sayori's taking pity on you? Yuri nods. I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or you don't connect with my interests, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Okay, so I was sort of on the right track, I think. I hope so. Sayori's too nice to me. I'm so stupid for not realizing that she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it. Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two of them stop short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over the original task. Monika looks at Sayori, or Yuri. Yuri only looks down with her fist clenched. Arthur meme. I think you should tell her that. You never say that to the first someone's face. It's pathetic. Sayori is different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen. That's the problem. What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other's person's needs? I'm sorry, I'm making myself sound so... I think I'm starting to understand. Monika hesitates to finish her thought out loud. It's something that Sayori will be able to say better. Sayori is someone who will give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. I mean, it's true. I mean, Monika did say she's not really good with people, while Sayori is. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exacerbating the matter. Yes. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can be resolved without them understanding each other better. Sayori wants to be your friend, I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too. But good friends work together and can be what they need to be for each other. You just need to have good communication, talk about it. I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just, it's so resistant to everything. I'm I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of the cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I just push them away first. Sometimes I feel that. Sometimes. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn to a whole venting session. But I understand now that I just need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone. Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. This kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So thank you. Anytime. Monika smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monika's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. That's how I kind of see it, I'm not gonna lie. Yuri and Monika finished replaced the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monika mostly did the work while Yuri followed along. But as the club room once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri starts towards the door and then turns to face Monika. You're not just going to wait outside, are you? I can take a walk. Want me to get you a cup of coffee or something? Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about it. Although I suppose that's one downside of reading here in the club, rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Wait, why? Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this. Why can't you just not have the stuff to make tea? You know, now that you mention it, I bet we can get permission to keep stuff for tea in the club room. You can use like an electric kettle to heat up water, right? Would that really be possible? I'll look into it. I think it would be great. I don't know much about clubs. Can you actually do that? No, see, like I said, I joined an anime club and all we did there was watch anime during lunch. That's it. Yuri smiles and nods at that thought. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck. Monika waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her, but it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. I'm sorry! Yuri? Wait, hold on, I'm not done yet. Sayori shuffles a bunch of papers around. Are you writing notes? Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At the moment, she realized how Sayori has been spending her afternoon. I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first, but I got most of the way through it. And look, so she did read the book more. Okay. There holds up a sheet of paper. This page of notes beautifully produced with indentations, categories, and even color coding. Huh. As Yuri sees her expression shifts from anxiety to despair. I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard. Stop. Yuri pressed her fist against her forehead. Please stop. I can't take this. Yuri? You see, Yuri's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. Yuri looks away in guilt. Did I do something wrong? I don't understand, so if I did something wrong, please tell me. Yuri shakes her head. No, it's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't do this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I just need to be treated differently just because I'm weird. But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if we did something together that you really like, I don't want your pity. Why did I do that? Yuri sinks to her knees, her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begins to stream down her face. This isn't how it was supposed to go. Why is it so hard to articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with internal accusations as she shuts her eye, unable to face Sayori or the rest of the world. She should leave, just escape from here, before Monika sees her like this, before Sayori tells Monika what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her legs, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around her from behind. It's okay, Sayori whispers in a soothing voice. It's okay. It's okay. Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying with all of her willpower to control herself. I understand. I understand that the things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know that must be what you're really feeling right now. I promise, I understand that. So I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings and we'll talk about them together, okay? Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice. Find yourself a good buddy like Sayori. I think that I've gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I'm so horrible with people, so it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. I get so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests, because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person, but how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady about having gotten them out. God, see, back like in middle school, I kind of had like this same mindset as Yuri. Like, I ended up meeting some new friends, some great people around me. And, like, I even like opened up and made a YouTube channel. It got me out of that like weird thinking and like awkward situation. And I kind of got myself to open up a little bit more. No, wait, you just gotta find the right people to be there with for you. I'll say this once and I will always say it. There are people always out there for you. You just have to find the right people. Do not stick with the bad influences that you don't think are like great people for you. Be with the people that you genuinely feel are the best for you. And trust me, you'll be so much more happier. Okay, Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. Sayori, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from beneath her arms, realizes that as well. Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you were so great at helping me while we were reading, so I'll help you with the things that you need too. But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes. It sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while we were reading. I was so afraid you would get frustrated with me, but I would never do that. You see, yeah, when I'm reading with someone, especially if it's like someone else's passion, like if I have a hard time understanding, I'd feel hella bad. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? Yeah, irrational fears. Well, you know, there's no way that you could frustrate me because I already like you as a person that you are. I know you said you have a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, you know, worrying so much about people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's literature club. Everyone is weird, let's be real. If you think you're not weird, you're weird. It's the best part that we're all different and have different interests. Like about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise, that's what I really want. It's a bit of a struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we could never discover new things if we didn't try them at first, right? I want to learn the reason that you love it so much. In the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that, but I'll be glad that I tried and learned more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart and want that to rub off on me. You said that about Monika too, huh? Who else is smart? I'm kidding. Yuri fights back a smile at that comment. Already the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through the caress of Sayori's arms. Your hair is so pretty. Yeah, I can't lie. It's nice hair. See, I don't even know like how to do my hair. Like I go to the barber, short trim, that's it. Always wanted long hair, but I was awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Yuri's tension relaxes. Give her a massage. Big ol' massage. You need a foot massage too? Sayori got you. For once, she feels okay just listening, rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayori, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. I like that. That was sweet. That's really sweet. Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading. Oh, that's what I wanted to hear. But we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended. We'll just move on to the next book. Brings out like a mountain of books. Of course. I'm not gonna judge anything this early on though, so we'll just see what happens. Oh, and I'm not good to touch people without their consent first. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying, I'm back. Monika's back. I haven't seen you like at all recently. Yeah, it's like you've been gone basically this whole thing except for like just earlier. Sayori trots over to Monika. She whispers loudly, can I hug you? Yeah, sure, Sayori wraps her arms around Monika. That's so random. Oh yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Yuri can be kind of a hug monster. Hey, hugs are nice. Hey, don't call me a monster. Artemis is a monster. If he inherits the kingdom, it could spell disaster. The book! Yuri laughs. Monika perplexedly looks between the two of them, then smiles. Well, I'm glad that you both have been enjoying your reading so far. It's like our first real activity as the literature club. About that, well, you've been so patient with exploring my interests. I think that it would be inconsiderate of me not to return the favor to you and learn about the things that you like. Yes! Do you like poetry? Yeah, poetry. Yuri smiles. And then that's how they got started. That was so nice. I actually really like that story. Bet you if I keep clicking, I'll find something. Bet. Watch me. You think I won't? Oh, good feature. See, I told you I'd find something random if I kept clicking. Oh, you can't see my mouse. I put it around you are loved, as you can see in the bottom right. I'll go towards more like the deep things, like, you know, the files and like why is there mail, right? I'll look more into that after we finish all the side stories. But it looks like since I finished all of these, now I gotta go back to the original game, unlock more stuff, which I'll probably go through the Natsuki route this time. It's just the background music, it's so empty. Thank you all for watching this video of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus with the side story of Understanding. If you guys enjoy, why not leave a like, comment, and subscribe? And if you want to join, I have a Discord at the bottom of the description. But thank you for watching. My name is Kaz. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys all again in the very next video. I'll find something random right now. Nothing. Okay, goodbye.